Seriously, Natalie?
Huh? Amanda?
Yeah, it's me. I can't believe you're actually going to Derek's funeral. Wasn't ruining our marriage enough for you? Now you have to ruin his funeral, the last chance I have to say goodbye as well?
I'm not ruining anything, Amanda. I'm going to say goodbye to my husband. I'm allowed to do that. In fact, I've got more right than you to do that considering I'm his wife.
More right than me? I was his wife first. We were married for 20 wonderful years before you came around and ruined it all. You little homewrecker.
You weren't married for 20 years, Amanda, and you know it. It was just over 10 years, and you were both miserable for the last 2 years of it.
What would you know of it, huh?
Derek told me all about your marriage. From the sounds of it, you were both making each other miserable. He was so cold and distant with you and trying to find any excuse not to go home, and you were always so short and snappy with him. He told me it was like you were blaming him for something that dissatisfied you. And, for the record, I didn't wreck anyone's home. You and Derek were already separated when I met him. The only thing that happened whilst I was in the picture was that your divorce was finalized. You can't blame me for your marriage failing when I wasn't even there when it all happened.
Ugh, that's just a lie. I love Derek so much, and you came along and stole him from me. That's the truth. If it wasn't for you, we probably would have gotten back together.
I'm not going to argue over this, Amanda. I have too much to do for this funeral that, frankly, I'm barely just keeping it together. I'm so heartbroken right now, and I can't deal with your petty drama. I've given you an invite for the funeral because, whilst you were separated, I believe you deserve to say goodbye to Derek too. Because you meant something to each other once. Whether you want to go or not is up to you.
I'll only go if you don't.
That's not going to happen. I'm going, and there's no debate about that. If that means you don't go, well, that's up to you.
Fine, I'll be there, but you better stay away from me.
Trust me, I won't be anywhere near you.
Good.
Are you kidding me, Amanda? I can't believe you chucked me out of the funeral. How petty can you get?
I'm not petty. You were kicked out of the funeral on your own accord. You just went on and on and on about how much you loved him, and people got sick of it. That's all.
That's not true. You were the one to make a whole scene about me being there. You even lied to the priest and told him that I was Derek's ex-wife. That's the reason I was kicked out. Now I understand why Derek left you.
How dare you? You were the reason he left me.
Actually, you cheating on him with a guy named Gary was the reason he left.
What? He told you about that?
Of course he did. We told each other everything. I mean, we loved each other, so of course we'd share everything with one another.
Well, clearly he didn't share everything with you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, don't you worry about it. You'll find out soon enough. LOL.
Whatever, Amanda. Just please leave me alone. I want to mourn in peace.
Yeah, whatever. You just keep playing the innocent victim. Everyone knows you only got with Derek for his money. It's really obvious.
What? No, I didn't. I loved him. I didn't even know he owned a successful company until we were already 6 months into dating. Besides, I don't care about the money. He could have been dirt poor and I still would have loved him. He was just an amazing man, filled with so much love and kindness. Only an idiot would let him go.
Ugh, you think you're so smart, playing like you wanted to be with him just for him. But it's not true. I know you are more like me than you want to admit, that the only reason you married Derek was to get his wealth when he died. I mean, that's why I married him. But then you came along and ruined it all.
You might be cold and callous like that, but I'm nothing like you. I loved him for him, and that's it.
Uh-huh, sure you did. But you want to know something?
What?
I have a feeling that you aren't going to get a single dollar of Derek's fortune.
And why is that?
Oh, no reason. Just a little hunch. LOL.
Whatever, I'm going. Just please leave me alone now.
Uh-huh, of course. Oh, Natalie, it was lovely seeing you at Derek's will reading today. I bet you weren't expecting to see me there, though, were you?
Amanda, no, it was a bit of a shock.
You know what else was a shock? The fact that Derek left me his house in the will. LOL. When I say house, it's more like a mansion, isn't it? Were you expecting that? I bet you weren't. LOL. What's the matter? You're not sulking, are you? Because I won?
No, I'm not sulking, Amanda. I'm an adult and I can handle things in a mature way. Unlike you.
Oh, is that so? Well then, handle this. I want you out of my house by the end of the week. That's how long the will states I have to give you to get everything in order, so you have until Friday to get all of your stuff and to get moved out. After that, anything that's left behind will be mine and I can do whatever I want with it.
Wow, that's really not a lot of time at all. And you're seriously going to kick me out of the house that Derek and I built together? You're really that cold and heartless?
Yes, I guess I am. Anyway, I've always been jealous of that house, so I want it for myself. Got it? So hurry up and leave already.
I see. Very well. I'll get all of my things sorted out quickly and I'll be out of your hair before you know it.
Great.
Just one thing before I go. The will stated that the house needed to be left in its original state, right?
That's correct. Exactly as you found it. Nothing should be changed about it at all. So don't even think of trying to take something away from it, because I'll know if you do.
Very well. Its original state is how you'll find it.
It better be. Natalie, what have you done? OMG, where's the house gone? What is this pile of rubbish? I told you not to mess with anything. I am so going to get my lawyer on you.
Amanda? What's the matter? I've moved out of the house like you asked me to.
Oh, don't play coy with me. You know exactly what the matter is. Where's my house?
What do you mean? Your house is exactly where I left it.
No, it isn't. This building isn't the same house you had. It's just a pile of bare bricks and rotten floorboards. This isn't what it was like at all. I don't know what you think you're playing at, but you're going to wish that you never tried to take me on. I'm going to sue you so bad for what you've done. It was in the will that I got this house, and the fact that you haven't given it to me will surely go against you in court.
Actually, Amanda, you said that I had to give you the house in its original state. Well, that is the original state.
Huh?
That's how me and Derek bought it. It was a falling down pile of rubbish when we first laid eyes on it. It was only through our hard work and effort that we got it renovated into the house we lived in. But considering you said that you wanted the house in its original state, I thought I'd better do what you ask.
No, but you know that's not what I meant. I wanted the house as it was when you lived in it.
Oh. Well then, you really should have been more specific.
How did you even do all of this? It must have cost you loads of money to rip everything out.
Well, you're not wrong there. But what with me inheriting Derek's money and company and everything, it wasn't that much of an expense. And I was glad to do it if it taught you a lesson.
A lesson?
Yeah. A lesson in not to mess with someone else's will and life.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, please. Do you really think that I wouldn't look into that so-called will Derek left? I know that you were sleeping with the lawyer who read Derek's will, and that the two of you conspired to try and take my house. I'm sure that you would have tried to get his money if you thought that you could have gotten away with it. But we both know that Derek wouldn't have left anything like that to you. It's funny, though, that you think I'd accept him leaving our house to you. I'm really not stupid, even though you seem to be under the impression that I am. I had a third party look into the will you and your boyfriend had, and it turned out to be a fake. The real will states that Derek left everything to me. It doesn't even mention your name.
That's not true. The will Tony read was the real one. You're the one who's made a fake.
Did your will have all of the official signatures? No, it didn't. How do I know this? Because the lawyer who looked into your will assessed that Derek's signature was different to the one that he had used his entire life. In simpler terms, it was forged.
But it wasn't my idea, it was all Tony.
Well, I'm sure you can sort all of that out with the police.
Wait, no, please don't call the police.
It's too late. Forging a will is a serious crime, and as soon as it was discovered that you'd done that, the police took the case over. I'm sure they'll be contacting you soon.
But why did you even gut the house if you knew that I was lying?
Ah, that. Well, now that Derek is gone, the thought of living in the house that we both built together was too hard. I took everything out so that I could still remember him, but I'm moving somewhere a bit smaller and more quaint. I was able to sell most of the things after keeping the things I wanted, and that were the most important to me, so I've made a bit of money as a nest egg.
But that's not fair. I wanted that house. I deserved it.
All you deserve is facing the consequences of your actions when the police come and get you.
You ruined everything. I hate you. With all of my heart, I hate you.
I'm sorry you feel like that, Amanda. I don't know what I've done to you. You might think that I stole your husband from you, but the reality is that you two were finished by the time I met him. I don't know why you can't accept that, but I'm done playing nice. This will be the last time I speak to you now. Any other interactions will be done via lawyers to sort out this whole mess you've caused with your fake will. Now, goodbye, Amanda. The police ended up arresting both Amanda and her boyfriend, Tony, for the fake will that they made. In the end, though, Amanda was given 100 hours of community service as she didn't have such a massive part in the forgery. Her boyfriend, on the other hand, was sentenced to 5 years in jail as it turned out that it wasn't the first time he had forged a will. As for me, I found a nice little cottage and I am living quite happily. I miss my husband every day, but I do what I can to get by. I know that one day I'll see him again, but until then, I'll try to appreciate every day I have and find the good even in the bad. Hey, sweetie, don't forget that the real estate agent is coming around tomorrow and bringing some potential buyers. So we need to make sure that everything is in order and looking as perfect as possible to try and entice someone to put an offer in on the house. I've cleaned the living room and most of the kitchen, but I'll need help when you get back from work just to finish off the rest of the house so that everything's ready for tomorrow. Oh, and on your way back from work, could you pick me up some eggs and some chocolate chips? I'm going to make some cookies to try and get the house to smell as great as possible.
Oh, that viewing's tomorrow?
Yeah, don't tell me you forgot about it. Oh, Alan. Well, it doesn't matter. It's not until tomorrow, so we'll have plenty of time to get everything ready. Are you able to go to the shop for me, by the way?
I guess.
Great. If I think of anything else, then I'll message you.
Hang on, it was just a few small things. Now you want me to get, like, the whole week's groceries?
It's not that big of a deal. Besides, I said if I thought of anything else, I'd let you know. I'm not going to suddenly ask you to buy a month's worth of groceries. We don't have time for that, and I really can't be bothered to try and figure out what we have in the cupboards. We can just order something in for tonight.
No way, this is just too much pressure. I don't know what you want or anything like that. If you want something from the shop, you'll have to go yourself.
What? You literally just said that you'd go for me. Why have you changed your mind now?
I'm way too stressed for this. I don't have time to think about going to the shops or stupid realtors or anything. I'm working really hard, so you'll just have to do everything by yourself. Got it?
Alan, I really can't get the house in order for the realtor all by myself. I really need your help here. We've been wanting to sell the house for ages now, and this is finally our chance to do so. But we need to make it look as good as possible to get the best possible price for it. And I can't do that all by myself.
Fine. I'll be back after work, but you'll have to go to the shop yourself. I'm too tired to go shopping for anything after work.
Fine, I'll go to the shops. Just make sure you get back ASAP after you finish work.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Look, I know this is a lot of effort and quite a stressful time, but once we sell the house and are able to buy the new one we've been looking at, then it will all be worth it in the end.
If you say so. Anyway, I've got to work now.
Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. Alan, where are you? You were supposed to finish work ages ago. How come you're not back yet? We still have so many things to do before the real estate agent and the prospective buyers come to look around. I really need you here to help out.
Oh yeah, about that. I decided that I didn't really feel like cleaning and tidying everything this evening, especially considering I had to go to work, so I've decided not to come home tonight.
What? Please tell me you're joking. We've got so much to do still.
No, I'm not joking. I'm not coming home tonight.
Well, where are you then?
I'm just at my mom's house.
Seriously?
Yeah, oh, and she totally agrees with me, by the way. She thinks that it's kind of rude of you to demand that I help out with all the cleaning and stuff at home when I've been at work all day. She said that considering you're the wife, that you should be the one to cook and clean and do all of the other chores. I shouldn't have to do women's work, to be honest.
Women's work? What on earth are you on about? Taking care of a house is not women's work. If two people live in it, like we do, then it's up to them both to keep it clean and tidy and looking nice. It's not even the fact that we're trying to sell the house. If you don't want to live in a pigsty, then both people in the couple should take responsibility for the house and make sure it's all clean and tidy no matter what the occasion is. And it's not even like you're the only one who works. I'd understand and take a bit more responsibility if I was a stay-at-home wife who had time to clean and stuff during the day, but the fact of the matter is I have a job too. I was only free today because I knew that the realtor was coming tomorrow, so I took the day off from work to sort things out.
Well, whatever. I'm tired and stressed, and all I want to do is have a nice, relaxing evening after work. I knew that if I came home, then I wouldn't be able to do that as you just keep nagging me over and over again to help.
Seriously? But we need to do this together, Alan.
Look, I'm done talking about this. I'm staying at my mom's tonight. Don't start begging me to come back. It's so annoying, and I really can't be bothered to deal with your whining. It just makes you look so pathetic.
Fine then. And don't worry, I wasn't going to beg you for anything. Not anymore. I can clearly see what you think of me and that you're not going to help me anyway.
Huh? What do you mean you're not gonna beg me to come back? You don't honestly think that you can do anything without me there to help, do you? I mean, I'm the man here. You're just a weak woman. What can you do if I'm not there to help? If you just say you're sorry for ordering me around and beg me to come back a little bit, then maybe I'll think of coming to help you.
No, it's okay. You've made it very clear that you don't want to help me with the house, so you can stay where you are. I don't need some useless and lazy person getting in my way when I'm trying to tidy things up and mend things. I mean, I've got to try and fix the leaky tap in the kitchen, and if you're just going to mope around the house because I've asked you to help, then I'd rather you not be there, getting in my way.
You? Doing DIY? Ha! As if you could. That's a man's job. Like I said though, just beg me to come back home and I might consider coming to sort everything out properly. After all, you don't want to flood the house right before people come to look at it, do you?
Of course not. That's why I turned the water off first.
Ah, well, I bet you don't even know where the lever for that is, do you?
It's under the sink.
This isn't fair. You should be begging me to come back to help you. You're just a woman. You shouldn't know how to do any of this DIY stuff.
Are you really being this petty right now? You're getting angry and annoyed at me simply because I know how to do simple DIY stuff, and I'm not begging you to come and save me?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the man in this relationship, not you. I don't want to be shown up and made to feel emasculated. You need to stick to cooking and cleaning, and I'll do the fixing of things.
Okay, 1, that's incredibly sexist. And 2, you're not here to do anything.
Yeah, only because you've not begged me to come back yet. How hard is it to understand? Beg me to come home already.
Okay, wow. No, that's not happening. If you want to come home, then you can come home. Although, with how you're acting, don't be surprised if you end up sleeping on the sofa. I'm going now because I've got too much to do, and standing around arguing with you isn't helping anything.
If you stop talking to me and if you don't beg me to come help you in the next 5 minutes, then you'd better be ready for the consequences.
Consequences? And what are those then?
Well, you'll just have to wait and see.
Uh-huh. Well, whilst you think up some consequences, I'm going to get back to work.
Why can't you just be a good little housewife and do what I say? How hard is it to listen to your husband? Stop being so disobedient.
Disobedient? Where on earth has all of this come from? You weren't this sexist and crazy when we first got married.
Yeah, well, this is who I am now. Deal with it. You could have saved yourself the trouble if you just done what I told you to, but you're simply too stubborn for your own good. I'm gonna go and relax now then. My mom has made me a nice dinner and I'm gonna just watch some TV and go to bed. What are you gonna do? Stay up all night working on stuff that a woman just shouldn't be working on? It's not very attractive, you know. We'll have to have a proper conversation about all of this when I get back.
Uh-huh, sure.
Hey, there's no need to be so grumpy. This is all your fault anyway.
I'm going now.
Okay, very well. Vanessa, where have you gone? Why aren't you at home? And why is there a soul sign already in front of the house? We never discussed anything about selling it yet. I haven't even met the people who are going to potentially buy it. You can't make these kind of decisions without me. I'm the man. I'm the one who gets to decide.
Oh, Alan, you finally decided to go home, I see. Well, I say home. It's just a house now for all intents and purposes. I mean, it's not my home anymore.
That's exactly what I'm on about. What have you done? Why is the house sold?
Well, that's what the whole purpose of getting a realtor was about. To sell the house.
Yes, I know that, but we should have talked about things first. Like how much they were willing to pay and whether we like the look of the people or not. You can't just decide that stuff by yourself. I own half the house, so I get a say as well, and so I say that it's not sold yet.
Actually, about that. I think you'll find that you don't own half of anything.
Huh?
The house is mine.
What are you on about? That can't be true.
Actually, it is. Do you remember when we were first looking for a house to buy? You were on minimum wage at the time, having just started your new job. So we decided, or well, more like you forced me to put the mortgage in my name as I was earning more than you. You didn't want to deal with the payments, but you didn't care if I had to. So, yeah. It turns out that I'm the one who gets to decide who buys my house, not you.
Hang on, but that's not fair. I live there too. I should get a say in what happens to it.
Afraid not.
You and I are gonna have a proper chat about what you can and can't do. You're getting way too used to just doing whatever you want, and it's not a good trait for a woman to have. You need to get used to doing what I tell you to as your husband.
Actually, no. I'm never going to have a conversation with you ever again.
What do you mean?
I want a divorce.
What? No way, I won't give you one.
Well, you see, me asking you was just me being polite. What I meant to say was that I am getting a divorce. I've already contacted some lawyers and they are more than happy to represent me in court if it comes to it.
I can't believe you're doing this to me. How selfish can you get?
I'm not being selfish. I've just finally realized the type of person you are, and let me tell you, it's not someone I want to be with. I don't want a husband who is constantly belittling me and telling me that I can't do something just because I'm a woman. I deserve so much better than that.
Fine then, if that's the way you want to be, then I'll divorce you and I'll take all the money from the house sale too. It is mine after all.
No, it isn't. Have you already forgotten the fact that the house was mine? That means the money from the sale is mine too. All of it.
What?
Yep. So I'm going to go and find myself a lovely new flat to live in and, well, I don't care what you do, as long as you're nowhere near me.
You absolute witch. That should be my money. I'm the man. I need it more than you.
Well, until you learn how to be a proper man, one who respects women, I don't think you'll be finding yourself with much of anything for the time being. Anyway, the divorce papers will be with you soon. I've got to go now because I've got quite a few flats to look at to buy. See ya.
You've really done it this time, Vanessa. Just you wait. I'll show you. Vanessa? Please don't go. Please come back. I'll beg if I have to.
I divorced Alan in the end. He tried to fight it at first, but after the judge saw how he had been treating me, he sided with me in the end and gave me the divorce. I've since found a nice new flat to live in the city, and it's got a wonderful view. Last I heard, Alan couldn't find a place to live, so he had to move back in with his mom. Also, with his new sexist attitude, he's not had any chance with relationships. Who knew that women didn't like to be treated like an object from the 1950s? Well, I mean, probably everyone apart from Alan. But if he's rejected enough, maybe he'll eventually learn.